Hi, everybody. Okay, so this worked, which I'm kind of surprised about because sometimes it doesn't. Um, okay. So I had a couple of thoughts about how Bold is going, and I just wanted to share them because I've been thinking about it for a couple of weeks now, but I haven't had time to do any extra videos because I've been kind of following court cases and such. And that takes a lot of time. And I didn't really think about it when I said I was going to do the trial, which I don't regret doing it, but it doesn't leave me much time for side projects, if you will. So this is kind of a side project that I do every once in a while because um, I do the bold videos, line art, and bold every day, Monday through Friday. But sometimes I just don't have the time to do extra videos besides the one I do because I just don't have enough time in the day. And I'm sorry to tell you, but I have to sleep and eat at some point. So, you know. Okay. So the thing about both, well, I've been saying this for a while now, so I don't want to feel like a broken record. I really don't. But I have to legitimately say what I've been thinking also. So, um, okay. The major storyline is about Liam. And I don't know. I'm kind of perplexed because, yes, I know what they say the storyline is, but I have to put this in context and I have to explain a couple things before I can continue. Okay. Um, I haven't been watching this soap opera long, but there are a couple of things that I've noticed is kind of a pattern where they've tricked me twice on two different things. And so I'm a little slower to jump in now and go like, okay, this is definitely going to happen because of the other events. Okay, the other events I'm talking about are the whole storyline with Eric and his pending unaliving. Okay, now this was a couple of years ago, or maybe no, this was last year, 2024, Christmas time. Okay, before Christmas, and then we had the Christmas miracle that saved his life. And I was totally invested in that. I mean, totally, to the point where I was legitimately crying and thinking about things that had happened in my life, and it was crazy. And then they saved him, and I was like, really, really, you put me and a lot of people through an emotional roller coaster for that. Okay. Yeah. And then the other one, which I wasn't really here for, but everybody knows that, okay, for some reason, Finn escaped, left, I don't know what, but he was presumed unalive. And Steffi thought he was really gone. And then by the magic of something, he just pops up and they get this whole reunion and everything else. And apparently, everybody thought he was really gone. So the fact that when they said he was back, everybody was shocked. So that's time number two. Okay, and this may be time number three. And the reason I say this is because the reason I'm on the fence is because they said he had a brain tumor and it's inoperable. But yet, okay, so that's the point. That's the starting point. And then I think about all the facts they gave us around that. Okay, the facts around it. Why didn't they find it sooner than they found it? Because according to the doctor, they weren't looking for it, and the swelling in the brain caused them to miss it when they were looking. That's their story. Okay, the reason I think that it might happen, I'm going to go with might happen first, and then I'm going to go with might not happen after that. Okay, the reason I think it might happen is because the way they've been doing it, because they're trying to head you off at the past, meaning if you believe that he's going to make it and that he's really not gonna not be here anymore, they're trying to say, no, he really has a problem and he's really gonna leave. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I guess he's gonna leave. Because my brain went into, well, what treatment is there? There's gotta be some treatment. Or there's gotta be something. I was in like fixer mode. And then it was like, no, he's going to, and I was like, okay. Then I said, well, if he's not going to make it and they're going to take off the character, that'll open up the storyline for Hope. I'm going to focus on Hope because Steffi is kind of done in the way that she has a romantic partner and she has a family. So Liam's death is going to affect her, yes, but not as much as Hope. Because Hope, well, if you allow your brain to go there, you think that Hope and Liam might get back together at some point, right? There's always the possibility. Whereas if he's gone, there's no more possibility. Okay? But then that opens up the door for Hope to have a relationship with somebody else or, to see what happens to the kids after the whole aftermath and how if one child turns one way, another child turns the other way. And they could also harass the kids, which is soap opera rapid age syndrome, but they could do that. Then you could say, like, because they're supposed to be 10. Okay, so say in a year or two, even if they want to push it, and they could harass the girls because they're both girls into teenagers, which would give them more storylines, more potential, and say one goes and does the expected path and see what happens with her. Then the other one is so devastated by the whatever that she goes completely, into the other, like Wild Child or something, and see what happens there. That gives opportunities for that. Then, as far as other people, they could put other people on the storylines and have Will come back or be more front and center. Have RJ come back even because it feels like RJ was there and then he wasn't. Like, and it was like snap your fingers fast. He was there. 30 seconds later, he wasn't. And you're supposed to forget he was over there. Huh? Okay. Maybe you can do that, but I can't. So, yeah. Okay. Number two. Okay. If Liam goes, then maybe they could bring back on Wyatt and some of his other siblings and see how the family copes with it. So you have that whole angle. I'm talking the adults here. Okay. And then it could just really shift things up. Like, you know, you don't have to have the triangle storyline anymore. You can actually have somebody go in depth into another area. Hope, okay, as far as Hope goes, besides her personal life, she could say she and Steffi try to mend fences and try to get her job back, but that doesn't work, right? So then Hope has enough money or gets money or something and starts her own thing. And it's successful there. You know, it just gives hope other possibilities too. then you could focus on Finn a little bit and have him either have a relationship with his daughter or not have a relationship with his daughter. Because right now his plate is full. Oh, and that was another thought I had. As much as I like Lacey Yamada, and don't take this wrong, I think she's a great actress. She's really killing it. Okay, but they need to do better timing on this because you have a big storyline, and then you plop in this girl that has the wrong father, Finn, because of Steffi, because Steffi doesn't want Finn to have a relationship with her. So she takes it wrong. And then she's stupid and she goes in there and says, "Oh, well, I don't know what you have going on, but I'm here and I want a relationship with my dad. And no matter what you say, I deserve a relationship with my dad." I just want to like go through the screen and pull her by the whatever and go, "Girl, this isn't about you. You have no idea, but there's some stuff going on, major, and he'll get back to you in a couple of months or whenever all this stuff is done. Okay, now you go sit in the corner." Okay, then also with the whole Lena thing, you could also have the if they're gonna have any after effects of her relationship with Sheila and how Sheila and Deacon deal with it when and if Deacon finds out that Sheila's been lying to him about that. That's another thing. So see, I just gave you like 3 storylines at least that have nothing to do with Liam at all. So yeah. And if you give me enough time, I could probably give you 3 more. But that's a start. And well, as far as timing goes, okay. If they want the relationship with Carter and Hope to happen, I think it would be legitimate and responsible for them to say, okay, well, Hope has to deal with Liam and her feelings about it and everything, and then have a period where she mourns, and then you can do it. Okay? And the reason I say that is because if she does anything else, it's disrespectful, number one. And number two, Carter put her through some stuff. So Carter can wait a minute for her to make up her mind. And if he wants to be with Daphne so bad, be with Daphne. But then if you're with Daphne, then Hope shouldn't be with you anyway. That's how I feel about that. So yeah, that was just a few of my thoughts on on the recent weeks of Bold. But I'll be back tomorrow with my recaps and everything. So don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I haven't had really time to process all my other thoughts on the soap opera because I've been kind of busy over here. So, all right, bye guys.